Let's stay with the impact of the unrest. It's been 2 weeks since looting and unrest broke out across Gauteng and, of course, in KwaZulu-Natal as well. 330 people were killed in the violence. Hundreds of businesses were destroyed. Billions of rand lost. Businesses in small towns and people living there also really badly affected. Today, Sihle Zikalala, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, visited some of the affected towns to help figure out solutions for those who've lost everything. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli joins me now from KwaMsane to give us the very latest. Lethiwe, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us exactly what business owners have been sharing with you.
Good afternoon, Sally. So we have been visiting a lot of small towns which mainly are dependent on tourism in the province. Earlier on, we started off in Bazwana. That town has been badly affected. We spoke to a few business owners who are small traders in that area, and they were telling us how affected they were. They had to shut down their businesses during the unrest, and they have not been able to get back on their feet following the unrest 2 weeks ago. We also moved to St. Lucia, which is well known for its tourist attractions, and the business owners there were telling us that they have been dealing with a lot of cancellations for the past 2 weeks, and they are saying that a lot of businesses that were vandalized and looted were also torched. So a lot of business people and a lot of residents and employees are left destitute at the moment. Currently, I'm in KwaMsane, and the Premier made his way here, where he interacted with the hardware shop owner that was affected during the looting last week, and that shop owner is telling us that he has not been able to reopen following the looting. So a lot of businesses have been left destitute. A lot of people's jobs have been affected. While speaking to the business owner, this one business owner who has a hardware had this to say.
It's brought us down to a complete stop. It's a complete stop there. We can't trade. What was amazing, people from the community, people from Monzi, from Vryheid, last week Tuesday they came and helped clean up. This guy here is a youngster who's taken all his money, tried to do a car wash. He's here with his staff. We're sanding the walls, trying to fix. We're all putting our hands together. I can't leave my staff hanging. I still had to pay them. They've even said to me, boss, even if you give us half our pay, don't run away. Please stick with us. And I said to him, I'll do my best. We have to rebuild. Each and every business that was renting from me, we have to rebuild, because these people are creating jobs. Our unemployment is so high. Our problems are so high in this town already. It grieves me to see these kids walking to school and thinking what opportunities they have. But I'm sure God's got a bigger plan. It looks terrible right now, but in my heart of hearts, I know God's got a plan, and we're going to rebuild, and we're going to get stronger out of this.
Lethiwe, what has the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal said about what they're going to do to help the businesses, but also the residents who are battling with food supply?
Well, Sally, while speaking to the Premier earlier on, he did indicate that they have a plan put in place in terms of putting together a stimulus package, especially for those small traders in small towns. He's saying that they're also looking at giving small business owners a tax weekend or a tax break, basically. He's saying that that plan has not been put in place yet, but as governments, as provincial governments, they are looking at providing that for the affected businesses. We know that an estimated 150,000 jobs in the province will be affected by this. Government has come out and said this, and the damage is estimated at 20 billion rand. So there's a lot of people that will be left jobless by the unrest, and the provincial government is saying basically that they're trying to work against it. While speaking to him earlier, this is what he had to say.
We're working on ensuring that we reignite the economy in our small towns. The first is to ensure that those who are operating within government precinct, whether they are in our industrial parks or buildings that are around, owned by government, are given some incentives. That will include rental deferral, which we call tax holiday or so. It will also include ensuring that those who are starting afresh are given loans because they will need capital. So we've got various interventions that seek to ensure that we stimulate the economy. We are also engaging with our municipalities to ensure that those who work in their respective municipalities are also supported. There will be those who will say we are unable to work and pay rent from now onward. We think we will be operational by this time. Let the municipalities coordinate and cooperate with those people and collaborate with those people so that we reignite the economy of the province.
And, you know, Lethiwe, it's heartening to see that government is going to come through with a stimulus package. It's amazing to see how ordinary South Africans are trying to rebuild and repair the damage that was done. What about the people, the ordinary people who are still battling with food? Did you get a chance to speak to them? Are they feeling reassured by these interventions or not?
Well, so what I can say about the residents that I spoke to today, they seemed reassured when they saw that government officials are visiting these areas, because they are saying that they hardly see them. When we were in Bazwana, the lady that I spoke to, who actually owned a store in one of the small towns there, she said that she's hoping that what the government is saying to them actually happens, because they have really taken a hit. I also spoke to a few residents in St. Lucia who said the same thing, that they are hoping that government being there actually proves for them that they will be doing something. So they were reassured, and they are hoping that the promises that government has made to them do happen.
Well, thank you so much for updating us on those small towns that have been so badly affected after the unrest. That was our report in KwaZulu-Natal, Lethiwe Mdluli. Still ahead,